Good morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 5, a whole hand of lessons now. So please subscribe. Today's lesson, the few things about it. One, it's a favorite lesson. It's the first time this year you will hear me say this is a favorite lesson. I have many favorites throughout the workbook. And you will too. If you don't already, you will have favorite lessons. You will have a lesson that it speaks to you, you understand it on a deeper level, you've had an aha, an awareness around it. So if you don't have favorites already, if this is your first time going through the workbook, I'm sure you will. In the comments, very often you'll see people say, oh, this is my favorite lesson. So that's one thing, it's a favorite lesson. The other thing, it's the first I am lesson. There are around 20 or so throughout the workbook. I am is the most powerful statement that we have in our language. I am. Great strength, great power in that. Be still and know that I am God. I am. Very powerful. It gives us an empowerment around it and about it. Now this one is I am never upset for the reason I think. So there's so many awarenesses and shifts in thinking in this lesson. Also, it is the first time that we are being asked to search our mind. Yesterday, we weren't asked to search our mind, just to notice things and thoughts that were coming up, not to really go deep into searching our mind for reasons or things. I'm going to read a lot from the lesson today, and then I'm going to read something that I wrote about it. So this idea, like the preceding one, can be used with any person, situation, or event you think, notice that, is causing you pain. Apply it specifically to whatever you believe is the cause of your upset, using the description of the feeling in whatever term seems accurate to you. The upset may seem to be fear, worry, depression, anxiety, anger, hatred, jealousy, or any number of forms, all of which will be perceived as different. Notice that. There's all different forms of upset, but we think each one is different. This is not true. However, until you learn the form does not matter, each form becomes a proper subject for the exercises for the day. Applying the same idea to each of them separately is the first step in ultimately recognizing they're all the same. See, the thing is, we are either at peace or we are not. We cannot be just a little bit upset. It is, as I've said, the totality of reality. I'm either totally at peace or I am totally not at peace. Can't be a little bit, just like in those who have heard me say this, can't be a little bit pregnant. You are or you aren't. When using the idea for today for a specific perceived cause of any upset in any form, use both the name of the form in which you see the upset, whether it's, anger, worry, depression, fear, jealousy, and the cause which you ascribe to it. For example, lots of parts in italics here. I'm not angry at fill in the blank for the reason I think. I'm not afraid of blank for the reason I think. But again, this should not be substituted for practice periods in which you first search your mind for sources of upset in which you believe and forms of upset which you think result. So this is the first time. Go in and go through things that are going on, thoughts that you are having about people, situations, experiences, and then what are you ascribing to it? What kind of upset are you ascribing to that situation or that individual? But again, this should not be substituted for practice periods. I read that. In these exercises, more than in the preceding ones, you may find it hard to be indiscriminate and to avoid giving greater weight to some subjects than to others. It might help to precede the exercises with this statement. There are no small upsets, like I just said. They are equally disturbing to my peace of mind. Again, I'm upset or I am not. I'm in peace or I'm not. Then examine your mind for whatever is distressing you, regardless of how much or how little you think it's doing. You may find yourself less willing to apply today's idea to some perceived sources of upset than to others. If this occurs, and it probably will, think first of this. I cannot keep this form of upset and let the others go. For the purposes of these exercises, then, I will regard them all as the same. It's the same as remember, not to include or exclude. It's that same idea that we've had from our first lesson. If there's an upset with someone or about someone who is very close to you, you may turn away from that. You don't want to address it. You don't want to look at that upset. But we need to look at everything because, again, we are really either going to be in peace, be able to be in peace, or we are not. So I can't keep this and let go of the others. Again, it's a totality of reality. There are geese outside, I think. Then search your mind for no more than a minute or so and try to identify a number of different forms of upset that are disturbing you, regardless of the relative importance you may give them. Apply the idea for today to each of them using the name of both the source of the upset and as you perceive it, and of the feeling you experience. Further examples are: I am not worried about blank for the reason I think. I am not depressed about blank for the reason I think. Do this 3 or 4 times a day. That is enough. It's going to be about a minute for each of those practices. And again, schedule it when you have the time to really sit, especially now that we're trying to go through and search our mind, because that is going to take time. You don't want to be disturbed. You want these 3-4 minutes each day, each practice, to be very meaningful. We really are trying to let go of all of those ego thoughts. We really want to retrain our mind, have a new thought system. We want a new thought system. The one we're using is not working. So, something that I wrote: whenever we are out of sorts, it does not matter the level of being out of peace. Peace is total. I'm either in or out of a peaceful condition in my mind. I cannot be both at once. I will believe the reason for being upset has to do with my world around me. This world is a world of duality. And when I place the source of my happiness in it, I give away my power and my strength. The real cause of any lack of peace in life is the root cause of feeling separated. This will be dealt with in later lessons, and it is a basic tenet of A Course in Miracles. The word for today is also separation. So that's it for today. I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please smile. Please smile for the realization that you're never upset for the reason you think. It's really a good lesson. And smile and breathe and pray for the realization that peace is really yours to have. Namaste.